Okay, so just the other day, I was thinking, like, wow, there are so many people that are on this apparent twin flame journey that are going through hell right now, going through pure ass hell. And it's because, when their twin flame is no longer around them, they have this feeling that, oh my God, we're in separation. I'm never going to see them. It's that, I don't know, it's almost like a feeling of grief and loss. And, thinking that they're never going to see them again, or when will they ever see them again. And the one thing that I realize is, actually the other day, is that the whole time when you're seeing like the signs, 1111, well, not 1111, not so much 1111, but like their name, cars that look like theirs, or people that are attached to them, like their mom, their sister, their dad, or whatever. You're seeing it all the time, or these things are just happening to you. Energetically, I feel like that's their way of showing you that they never left. Apparently, this is what appears to happen, and I feel like it's just basically, I don't know, you're just not separate. There's no separation, and that's their way of showing you that there is no separation. But a lot of people that are on the journey, the twin flame journey, automatically feel like when they see those signs that, oh my God, that means that they're coming. That means that they're on their way to me. When all you're doing by thinking in that way is creating separation, because you're looking at it as you are separate from them, when really I feel like those signs are energetically telling you that they never left, and that's just their way of showing up. That's their way of showing up. And I also feel like the twin can show up in different ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a physical way. They can show up through the apparent signs that you see of them. I truthfully like to call it telepathy. I feel like it's them communicating with you in a telepathy way. And I look at telepathy as like energy, because everything is energy. Everything is energy. And even, I don't even know that, but you have to call it something, right? And I feel like that's their way of communicating with you, is through the signs. And when you see their car or their name pop up, or you hear it, or you see things that have anything to do with them, that's just their way of energetically showing you that, hey, I never left. I never left. But automatically the person looks at it as separate. Like, oh my gosh, I just saw a sign of them, so that means that they're coming. I'm going to have, union is going to happen. When honestly, union, if you want to look at it as union, you are in union because they never left. They never left. And I truly notice that sometimes I notice that, like, when the person is really like looking at it as separate, energetically, that's what you're gonna see is separation, because you're looking at it as separate. But once you realize, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm seeing all these signs and shit of them, so they never left. Because if you noticed, that doesn't happen with anybody else, right? Anybody else that you've ever dated, you don't see all the signs and shit, right? You don't see them trying to communicate, them, energetically communicating with you telepathy wise. Like, you don't see any of that as much as you do with the apparent twin flame. And you're not gonna like look at it as, oh my God. And even if you were to see a sign here and there or whatever, you're not gonna look at it as like, oh my God, they're coming, it wouldn't be a big deal. But for some reason with the twin flame, it is a big deal because you're seeing them so much repetitively. And you're like, why is this happening to me? Why am I seeing all these signs, Why is this constantly, it's like over and over and over again, and you can't help but notice. So, of course, you're going to think, well, does that mean that they're going to contact me soon? When that's their way of contacting you already, because they never left. Energetically wise, they're showing you that they never left, whether it's in a physical way or through the signs. They never left. Everyone's story is different, okay? Everyone's story is different, You may come across some people that are with their twin flame physically, and then you may come across people that see the signs all the time of their twin flame and not so much with them physically. It could go either way. It could go either way. There's no real story here of how it should be or how it's gonna be. There's no real, story. No one knows the truth. They can assume it. They can assume by listening to other people or watching coaches and teachers and stuff like that. We can assume it because we resonate with it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it is. But there's nothing wrong with resonating with the person because that's what you're going through at the time. So why wouldn't the person resonate, right? With me, there's no telling. I've noticed that there's no telling on how things will unfold. There's no real truth. You can resonate with the person, right? You can resonate with what other people are saying, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the truth, because there is no truth to it. And to be quite honest with you, no one really knows what a twin flame is. The only reason why they think they know, is because they're listening to other people, right? Because they resonate with that person. So automatically they turn it into a belief, and they believe that, okay, this is how it should be. But really all of that is just the story. There's no real truth behind it. But it's something to think about. But I thought I'd get on here and talk about this. Tell me what you think. Bye.